Hello, I'm Jose, and this is the Cinematic Dogma podcast. I'm joined, as every week, by my, combative, revolutionary friend, Blake.
It's just one thing after another, isn't it, Jose?
It is. It certainly is. And yeah, I think that we already gave away what are we going to be talking about this time.
I'm pretty excited about today's episode of the podcast because we're going to be discussing not any film, but a Paul Thomas Anderson film. The most recent Paul Thomas Anderson film, One Battle After Another, that just got a shit ton of award nominations. Mm-hmm. And wins.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And this was my pick, I think. So I guess that I had to say at least like why I pick it. But yeah, it had like a lot of buzz when it was released. Everyone was talking about it. And I was telling my boyfriend that hey, I had the feeling that most PTA films, or they are like super engaging. You know, it's not about like the rhythm that they may have, but it's like they tend to be super engaging, and you can watch like 3 hours of that without realizing, or they're super freaking boring. That is like I cannot get into it. So I'm always like debating into each one of them. People may be saying that is like super good, but I'm going to be like feeling like I don't want to see it. So after like watching the trailers and it getting released in HBO Max, I just download it for the plane and I just watch it in a 4-hour long flight. About like, yep, I have exactly the time for just watching this, and I wanted to just discuss it with you.
Awesome. I'm glad you changed your mind because I have our text from October 10th, 2025, when I said, hey, you want to watch One Battle After Another for the podcast? And you said, I'm not watching a 3-hour PTA movie voluntarily. And here we are.
I know, but it was not on streaming. I wouldn't go like to the cinema to watch it, but if it actually comes to me, no, but that's fair because I think that I even like brought it up afterwards, like saying that it's like, so are you interested or not? A couple of times we like bounced the idea if we wanted to watch it, until I just told you like the other day of, oh yeah, I already watched it, and it has like such a buzz for the Oscars and everything that maybe we should discuss it.
Well, I'm glad we have now seen it in preparation for the Oscars, whenever they may be.
Yeah.
Why don't I give it a little bit of a synopsis without giving too much away because...
Yeah, it's recent.
Yeah. So the film centers around Ghetto Pat, played by Leo DiCaprio, and Perfidia Beverly Hills, played by someone who's not a household name yet. Do you know her name, the actress?
I'm like checking it out right now. Is that Trina or something? Let me guess.
Teyana Taylor,
Teyana Taylor, yeah.
Okay. And they are far-left revolutionaries, part of a group called the French 75, which not coincidentally happens to be a reference to a few things, one of which is a cocktail made at the bar in Casablanca. They go around doing essentially domestic terrorism, but with a purpose behind them. But it's violent without deaths. And it's all, they kind of get a high, they're, fugitives, they're taunting the, law enforcement officers while trying to get their message out. And at some point, they're fucking, like graphically fucking, Ghetto Pat and Perfidia. Yeah.
Oh, do you want to highlight something about the races?
Oh, yeah. Yes. So, Perfidia happens to be an African-American woman, and we all know that Leo DiCaprio is white. And so there are themes of race relations explored throughout, and kind of, a racist place within American society explored throughout the film. It's important. Mm-hmm. Perfidia gets pregnant, but during her pregnancy, she just really struggles with the idea of being a mother. She kind of rejects it. I mean, they don't discuss it. We see this through actions. She has the baby, and she has what I would guess is postpartum depression, but she essentially walks away from her family, leaving Pat to raise their daughter together. And Perfidia gets... I don't know where to go from here. I don't know how much to tell. Essentially, we jump into the future, and we see that Pat has become kind of a pothead, and he drinks too much, and he's trying to raise his daughter, and his past kind of comes back to haunt him.
Yeah, I mean, we can leave it there if you want, if you don't want to give like too much away. But yeah, let's just say that past comes back to haunting, and then like the main characters becomes like still Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah, Chase Infiniti, I think that is. Yeah, Willa, the daughter.
Yep.
Sean Penn as the bad guy, and Benicio del Toro as random friend.
Sensei.
The sensei. And yeah, I think that we can stop there. I probably will give away like some additional stuff.
Yeah.
In a bit. But yeah, did you like it?
Whew. We're finally here to that question. Yeah, I fucking loved it. I thought it was. I mean, the pace is like high octane. Like it kind of just never stops. It's crazy compelling. I actually don't know who wrote it. I assume it's PTA. Yep, Paul Thomas Anderson wrote it. So the writing is incredible.
Most of his books, no? Sorry, he writes most of his movies, most of his scripts.
I don't know the answer to that. I would guess yes.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, we don't have to go into that like random question.
I do know that this is loosely based on a novel called Vineland, but I know nothing about it. I just know that PTA was interviewed years ago, and he talked about how he was desperate to adapt Vineland, and if he couldn't, he would just rip it off. He has this famous quote, which I thought would piss you off just because of Darren Aronofsky and what he did.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. But at least the original writer is credited, no?
In Requiem?
In one battle after another. No, I know that in Requiem is not.
I don't know. I didn't pay attention to the writers on this one.
Okay, yeah, no worries. We don't have to.
So I thought the acting was incredible. I thought the ideas that it tosses around, and there are endless ideas. Again, just touching on a few of them, like where America's at. I mean, some of the messaging in the film could not be more prescient with the ICE raids that are happening and the overreaching of governmental powers that is obvious, obviously rooted somewhat in racism. There's a whole lot to chew on. I've thought about the film pretty consistently since I stopped watching it, which is usually a good sign. It was a full 24 hours ago, but like,
okay,
I could watch a movie and turn it off. But there are movies like this one where I'm like, oh wow, and there was this. Like, it's like peeling back an onion. There's a lot of layers to this film.
Yeah.
So yes, I liked it.
Hey. For me, I was entertained. I was more entertained than I expected from this movie. I think that one of the things that entertained me the most is like just trying to identify all of the influence of this movie. Because you have like a vibe that it feels very 70s, very like blaxploitation, for example. And it's that the characters even call it out about like the fetishization that some of them have as black people and like the position like related to that, But then you have like a bit of how do you say, a vibe. I don't know what is the right word in English. Sorry, let me just like translate it. not really like a scoundrel feeling, you know, but a bit of a like the vibe that he has. That it reminded me of some of the Quentin Tarantino movies.
Yeah,
It
it
made me think
feels
about Inglorious
very
Bastards.
yeah, like very
Yeah,
Tarantino. Like they
yeah,
take place in the same universe, for sure.
yeah, yeah. And then the other part that I feel is like, and we will talk about this one. It has a vibe that it feels from a different time. It's like even like the main character, it feels like the Big Lebowski. It feels like the dude, like Jeff Bridges.
That's fair. Yeah, he's kind of like a
Yep.
holy fool, right? Yeah, that
Yep,
is true.
yep, yep. It's a bit of a comedy kind of role. It's like the other way. It's like, but coming from different angle. It's like this is a revolutionary that has retired and embraced the laziness life, and the dude is a guy that is lazy that is thrown into a conflict that makes no sense. The other part is grounded in reality, but it's not. It's like very surreal in some of the story how it happens. It doesn't try to be like you're going to be believing this as something that it could happen like a scene by a scene. There are pieces, as you said, about like the government overreach, like all of the immigration like crackdown. Is that yes, is that we are seeing that, but is that all of these like organization in the middle of it and conspiracies, theories, everything feels like more far-fetched. It feels more surreal without getting to complete like surrealism, but it's like okay, yeah, I don't have to buy this as a grounded drama.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Yeah.
I'm thinking particularly of the Sean Penn plotline. Like it's
Oh yeah.
completely unrealistic. It doesn't, for me, detract from the story itself, but it just like makes no sense in terms of like,
Yep.
could this happen?
Yep. And the only issue that I have is like as you talk about pacing, I didn't like all of those car chases in the desert. I got bored out of them.
That's fair. Sorry, I only hesitated just because of, you know.
No, but I'm not giving like a silent way. I'm just saying
All right.
there are car chases, there is a desert, and for me, it's like the pacing there was like, seriously? It's like we have been like 10, 15 minutes at this. It felt like really, really long. Like the part. That's the part that I feel is like, okay, it's engaging. It has some points that I would have edited a tiny bit, and some parts, especially towards that part of the movie, I just feel it's like, look, I see all of the setups that you're doing here, and it's whatever. I just want the resolution at this point.
Yeah, but I mean, if your complaint is that a scene towards the end goes on too long, I mean, that's pretty good.
Oh,
And
yeah,
you
yeah,
can't deny
yeah.
that
That's-
of not since holy shit, Gosford Park's director. Why can't I think of his name?
oh, yeah, the guy from Shortcuts. Oh, crap. Yeah, it's
Robert Altman.
Robert Altman.
Yes,
Yeah,
not since Robert Altman have we seen a director that can juggle this many storylines this well and make us care, this invested in this many characters. He's
I don't
pretty
think that there are so
gifted.
many. I don't think that there are so many.
Well, if you take a step back though and look at Boogie Nights and Shortcuts
Oh, yeah.
and like what he does is unique in the sphere of directors, I think.
Maybe. I mean, I think that Boogie Nights is vastly superior. The characters are like way much more developed than what they are here. Here is that you develop like Leonardo DiCaprio chase Infiniti, and that the rest are a bit of Benicio del Toro is almost a comedy relief. Sean Penn is very one-note character.
Yeah. I'm not trying to compare two films. I'm just saying that he, as a director, has a gift for managing a spectacular number of plot lines. Like, that's his contribution to cinema, I think.
Sure. Yeah, Boogie Nights, Magnolia, I guess. Yeah, maybe.
So, did this move the needle for you at all on PTA?
Uh, it confirms exactly what I was telling you earlier that there are like two buckets of movies that is like of or he grips me with them and I'm at least really interested or really surprised about like this was good, or other movies like Inherent Vice, that is, I start watching and it's like, I just want out. Thank you.
Yeah, as I was watching this, and I really liked this movie, I kept thinking when he's compelling to me as a consumer, he's compelling as fuck, but when he makes licorice pizza, I just want to like run away and never watch another one of his movies again.
Yep.
So,
And you know something interesting that I was thinking about is like it's not about the topic of the story because I can say that he's very varied on the type of stories that he does. Because yeah, you have Boogie Nights or Magnolia or even these, a bit more absurd. But then you have something like Phantom Thread. That is
or
like a
The Master.
period piece, or There Will Be Blood. There Will Be Blood? There Will Be Blood.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that is like, hey, they don't have, or The Master, that is, they don't have anything to do with the same vibe as the others. And they're pretty solid. And I love the Phantom Thread. And it's a very slow burn type of movie. But it's like, hey, it's engaging. It's interesting.
One day I'll have to finish that movie because I know you love it, but that was the 1 hour I watched was so fucking boring. It's like, no.
It's a build up, believe me.
Yeah.
It's a build up, and it's a build up that pays off in more than the last 10 seconds of the Turing horse.
That's a hard sell, but I'll leave it up to believe you when I see it.
Okay, that's fair. So yeah, overall, I like it. I had, a really good time watching it. Now, it didn't leave me like too much thinking about it. I just finished watching it like, okay, cool. Yeah, that was better than I expected. This is not Licorice Pizza.
I do think that this film, I'm not gatekeeping anything, but I do think there is a certain amount here that is unique to the American experience. Like, I think as a foreigner, there are these like culture war examinations that might not make sense. This is just a theory, but there is a lot there about being born in America and what that means and fighting for equality or whatever. Like, there was so many references to American history. Like, did any of that connect with you?
I mean, I got them, but it was not so much as like, oh my god, yeah, this resonates with me. It's like, no, I know that. It's basically for me felt more before I moved to the States, when you see like movies based on the grounded reality of living in the States, some of the stuff you're going to be like comparing them with your life in Spain. And it's a bit of uncanny valley about like, oh yeah, this is made for a movie. Is that their life is not like that. Their life is like ours. So that was a bit of the feeling when I moved here. It's like a friend of mine told me that it's like all of the movies, they were documentaries preparing you for living here. I may have gone like a bit with that feeling that is like this is like giving me this reality, but as it's surrounded by all of these revolutionary groups, counterculture, and the likes, it's a bit of a, oh yeah, there are references like this kind, like the movies that I would watch before I moved here. I cannot relate to them to my experience of living here.
Fun aside, I had a film class in college where it was quite large, and I went to a school with like there were students from 175 different countries. And the film professor says, "Who among you thinks the American police officer shoots their gun more than an average of one time in their career?" And went up, up, up. At the end, it was more than 100 times in their career, and it was only international students. And every international students, because of movies, thought that policemen just shoot their guns all the time, when American police officers shoot their gun an average of 0 times per career.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe in training, but not in during serving time. Yeah. So I mean, it's true. There may be like part of this that for me, as I didn't grow up here, maybe it didn't resonate in the same way. But I also don't feel like it's grounded 100% in reality.
But sure. But do you feel like a film has to be grounded in reality?
Oh no, no, no! I don't think so. And it's like, I think I love like the vibe that it has. It reminds me exactly of cinema from the late 90s and early 2000s. that I really like is like we no longer have like this kind of hey, I'm not trying to imitate life, okay? I'm not trying to use like the special effects to just make this as believable as possible. It's like I just want you to live this adventure with me, and I love that.
Speaking of the filming, did you know this is the first film since the 60s to be shot in VistaVision?
Oh yeah,
And the
not even a Tarantino movie.
No, and the camera it was shot on is owned by Giovanni Ribisi because he loves analog cameras and rebuilds them himself, and he lent them to PTA.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I know, right?
Oh wow. Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, nice. Okay.
Well, at the very least, when PTA needs a blurb for the poster from our podcast, you can say, Jose said, I was entertained.
I was.
There
it's
you
not
go.
a lie. It's much more that I can say of Inherent Vice and Licorice Pizza. But,
I don't even remember Inherent Vice. I must have not liked it at all.
I think that I told you that I try my best to watch it in a plane, that you don't have so many options. And I lasted like 20 minutes until I was like, this is fucking boring.
Did I not see Inherent Vice? Maybe I didn't. Yeah, he went through a phase there. After, I don't know, The Master, I was done with him for several years. I was like, okay.
You're done.
I've had
You're
my
dead to
fill of
me.
you.
Alright, that's fair. Okay, what about if we go over the questions?
Let's do it.
Alright, so Blake, would you watch one battle after another again?
I would. It wouldn't be soon, but maybe in a year or two.
Yeah, I think so. I think that even like in 6 months, because it's so easy to watch, you know? That is that, yeah, I think that it can grab my attention like for that time.
Not to keep repeating something we've said like 9 times, but this feels like a good plane movie. Just because like it grabs your attention super well.
Yeah, it didn't make me feel of I want to check my phone but I can't. I didn't feel like I'm trapped watching this. It was more like, no, I'm engaged. I'm liking this. You know. Would you recommend one battle after another?
I would, yes, without reservations.
Oh, okay. You're hesitating a bit.
The only people I wouldn't recommend it to have died, so...
Wow, dark. Okay. I would recommend it to. I don't think to my parents, but I think that it's like, it's fine. I think that I recommend it to a friend in Spain.
What would if your parents were to just watch this, if they coincidentally happened to watch it, do you think they would hate this? Or...
I think that it will fly over their heads.
All right.
They will just like probably focus on the gross abusive facts. They will maybe over-indexing on perfidious actions, if you know what I mean, more than actually like the story in itself.
Yeah.
You
Sounds
know?
like a generational thing.
Definitely. Do you think that you will remember one battle after another?
I don't think so. Not that this question has ever been an indicator of whether a film is good or not, but like this film is pretty sprawling, and and the point is not the story or the character. I don't know. I'm not going to remember any specifics about this.
Yeah, in the same boat. I will remember a tiny bit, like some scenes. I had even forgotten until a moment ago that Leonardo DiCaprio spends like 30 minutes trying to remember a code. You know, it's like, I'm not going to be remembering that. I may remember like some story beats, but not even like the overall beginning to end kind of thing. Is there anything artistic about one battle after another?
Yeah, I definitely think PTA knows what he's doing in terms of direction. I think the acting is stellar. This is the first time I thought Leonardo DiCaprio would deserve an Oscar should he get one. There's a lot I like about it. The music in this was exceptional, I thought. Both, if there is original music, it was great, but the music they chose to go with is excellent. Yes, a lot.
Yeah. I I find funny that you mentioned that because I really like Leonardo DiCaprio on this about making more, not really a goofball, but a bit of you are trapping up something that is like above like your level at this point, you know? And I really like it. Like seeing him like playing a bit more of a pathetic person.
I mean, it does
It
show
was
his
very
range,
enjoyable.
right? Like
Yeah,
he can play
yeah,
that.
yep, yep. And the thing is that then I started like listening to podcasts and the likes, and people don't like him, like how he plays this role. It's like, yeah, the thing that I dislike the most is Leonardo DiCaprio. It's
What?
like, wait, what? I I may have watched a different movie because I found it like one of the main vehicles for making this palatable.
Well, I've told you I am not a good judge of acting merits, but I thought he was great.
Yeah, no, I agree. I like him more than I like Benicio del Toro because something else that I forgot to mention. This movie, some parts, it almost feels like a Wes Anderson movie, and it's also because Benicio del Toro does a role that is a bit absurd, and he comes from doing definition scheme.
And in like a weirdly similar role. I mean, like not on paper, but the roles feel super similar for some reason. I don't know why. I had the same thought.
Yeah, I feel like a bit confused about like these movies shouldn't have been released so close to each other. This is not making anyone a favor, and it's like if Benicio del Toro, I think that he would have a chance of getting nominated for some awards if these two movies hadn't been that close. But I think that one close to the other, they neutralize each other.
He split the Benicio del Toro vote.
I think so, even if they were not for the same category, you know. But yeah, like going back to the question, is that yeah, I think that there is something artistic about it. It truly feels like a 70s movie, you know. Is that definitely they go for a vibe and they execute on it perfectly. That I really, really like. Like visually is really striking. Is that the acting I like Chase Infiniti, the daughter. I thought that she did a good job, you know. Leonardo DiCaprio, I love him. I laugh in some of the scenes, you know. So yeah, I was liking a bit of okay, it's hard to make engaging movies of this style and just get your attention for 240, and there is an art to it on top of it.
I'm happy to hear that. Also, I
Yep.
did look it up. This movie does have original music, and it was scored like The Master by Johnny Greenwood.
Oh, nice. Okay. Would you recommend The Master?
No, it's. I mean, it's a movie that I can admit is technically really good, but it's so boring.
Gotcha. Do you think that One Battle After Another is a timeless piece?
Oof.
This is a hard one.
Yeah, it is hard. I I'm gonna say yes. I feel like it's risky because it feels very timely, but I do
Yeah,
think it'll survive the test of time.
I agree with you. And one of the reasons why I mentioned what I think that it will survive the passage of time is because it was created, or he started writing the script, the adaptation. I don't know if it was like 5 years ago or 6 years ago, just before the pandemic.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, I think that I saw like some snippet of an interview, and he was saying that yeah, this feels like pretty timely and very appropriate to what is happening right now. But he had been intending to adapt it for a very long time, and he started on the script some time ago. So that now we have like all of the ice attacks and the likes. Is that yep? It's just a coincidence. This was not supposed to be a representation of reality.
Some things are universal when Trump is
Mm-hmm.
president.
Yep. Would you turn One Battle After Another into a TV show?
Yeah, yeah, I could see this being a pretty slick TV show, to be honest.
Yep. And I think that you could start with a bit of the French 75, like backstage, doing like the time jump at the next season, you know.
Yep.
So I think that it actually is like, it's not only because it's almost 3 hours, it's also because it has like very nice story beats that you could develop more if you wanted.
and plenty of like really interesting characters you want to learn more about. Like, thanks to this conversation we're having just now, I figured out that the Mae West, the girl in the French 75, I was like, where do I know her from? She was the Licorice Pizza girl. I didn't know. I couldn't remember that until just now. But yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's her. Could this have been a short?
I don't think it could have been, no.
Right. Yeah, I don't think so either. I think that is you could have like some of the story beats, but a part of me, I would have been fine if this was even longer, like a tiny bit longer, about like give me more background about the French 75.
I agree with you. I would have been open to more. I mean, we joke about it a lot, but I didn't mind the 3-hour and 1 minute runtime of Magnolia. But going back to your earlier comment, I agree that the ending did drag a little bit. So, yes, we could have had more, but there should have been a tighter ending.
Yeah. And the last question: do you think that this movie could have been better?
Yes, a tighter ending.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's essentially my take too. That is like the last part. It drags, and it drags. But whatever. Okay, and these were all of the questions. So I guess that we have to score these.
As your pick, I'm going to score first. I'm going to go with a 1/4 point score because I couldn't choose between an 8.5 and a 9, so I'm just going to go with an 8.75.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's good. I'm going to go with a 7.
It's not that big of a spread, and it's better than I thought you would score any PTA film ever, so I'm thrilled.
No, we watched Boogie Nights, and I'm pretty sure that score is way higher.
Boogie Nights is the exception and not the rule.
Fair. But it's like this movie like opened me to just like, maybe I can watch a tiny bit more. I shouldn't be like avoiding it as I said initially about like unless you force me to watch.
Are we going to rewatch Shortcuts?
But that's Robert Altman.
Oh my gosh, sorry. Magnolia is the remake of Shortcuts. Damn it.
Wait, is the remake open remake?
No, it's just like a nod to Shortcuts. Sorry, I've completely gotten lost in my own mind.
Yeah, I would be fine rewatching Magnolia.
Oh, okay. I'll put that on the list. Not soon. In a couple months.
No, we need to give a break to PTA. But yeah, no, to everyone out there, thank you so much. I mean, do you have anything else to say about one after another?
Just thanks for watching it, Jose. Thank you.
Of course. Sorry for actually like pushing back the first time that you suggested it.
No, you're forgiven.
Okay. To everyone out there, thank you so much for putting up with us.
And until next time.
Bye.